David Ellison is throwing a hissy fit. Today, Semaphore reported, via The Hollywood Reporter, that Ellison is being pushed to consider leaving California if the state attorney general attempts to block the merger of Paramount, which Ellison owns, and Warner Brothers. And this move would take $30 million out of the state, which seems like a pretty small amount when you consider that the merger is going to take on about $80 billion in debt. And it's just so irritating that every time there is any form of regulation on some billionaire, the idea is, well, if you don't give me what I want, I'm just going to take my ball and go home. And my feeling is leave. Just leave. Go. Fine. Do it. Build more infrastructure and take all of your Hollywood meetings in another state. It is just not really a feasible threat, and it's also not a threat that means anything to Californians. See, the state is trying to act on behalf of the workers, of its citizens, who will lose jobs. If the Paramount-Warner Brothers merger happens, there will be less opportunities. We know this because we saw what happened when Disney merged with 20th Century Fox. There are less opportunities for workers because there are less places to make projects. They can only make so many. And Paramount is trying to argue that they'll be able to make so much more, despite not really making any just as Paramount. So rather than this whole, like, if you don't let me merge with Warner Brothers, I'm gonna move to New Jersey, why don't you actually try to make Paramount a successful studio before attempting to buy Warner Brothers? How's that for an idea? This merger should not happen. And what you're seeing in the press right now is a negotiating tactic. It is David Ellison's people, it's him, saying, if you don't let this merger go through, we're gonna take money out of the state. But for a threat to be viable, it has to be feasible. And it's just not a realistic threat if the threat is, I'm going to harm California workers. Because what's really gonna harm these workers is the merger. And that's why it should be stopped.